Good afternoon. It is December 1st, 2022, and today I would call it a range day. You know, we had this big move down after some news item, but then we were just going sideways with an upward bias over here for the rest of the day for about 3 hours. Pretty low volume um, from about hmm, really from about 8 a.m. on. Um, Maybe not low volume. It felt like low volume, but there's quite a bit of price action. So really just a range day though. Let's take a look at these trades. So I think 5 o'clock came right in, yeah, right here about. So you're obviously too far away from the trend line, and then you got this news item that made things go a little crazy. And we come up here, and you do get a second entry long off the trend line, but that's in the middle of this news item and it's congested, so I think you're better off waiting. And then it's really going sideways here with a lot of dojis, so I think you just want to sit out. And then right after the open, it looks like the price action's a little more clear. And you can see prices being held by this midline starting about here, and especially when we get this low that matches these lows over here. This midline is all syncing up. So when you get this second entry short, you know that might be tough to pull the trigger on because it looks sideways, but it looks pretty good now um, with this lower high. It's a second entry, but you get a lower high than this, and I think that's good enough to at least test these, and that gets you a scalp. So, and you can see we bounce here, and we get this leg up, slight overshoot that leads to a break, and right here. So I like these lower highs to ride them back to the EMA, and we do get a slight overshoot of the channel, but look, these are one, two, three, four inside bars, and so I think you want to, first of all, there are four inside bars, and you're going right into that trend line. Maybe if it closed more bullish, closed down here, maybe you could take that. But that's a lot of stem. That's a perfect doji right there. So you got to be careful. And then we get this news item anyway. And that brings us down to the lows of this range. And we form this pink range, super tight range, all inside bars of this big bar right here. So you're going to want to wait until you get a breakout. And this looks like a spiking channel down, which I drew this off the lows. And it matched up with these highs. And I do believe that channel is valid. I believe it's a two-tiered channel, like this. But I believe that a lot of people were playing this yellow channel too. And so when we come down here, unfortunately, there's no entries in this yellow channel. It's a nice move down. And so when we come down here and you get this level of resistance, I mean, really, this is sideways anyway. So you want to be aware of that. But then we come over to the highs of this channel, and there's a really good trap over here. You get this second entry short off the trend channel. Maybe you do take that because it is a second entry short off the trend channel, and it's just not a great signal bar is the problem. But it's a second entry short, and it hits off this resistance. But you can see it just looks like this channel is failing, and you get this lower high, very bearish bar right off the signal bar or trend channel, But you can tell they trapped a bunch of shorts right there because it just goes straight on up. And so um, it gets you a scalp, 4 ticks, but that's it. It is going straight into the EMA, so you want to be aware of that. And yeah, maybe that's another thing to consider is we made this move down and we went sideways and then went above the EMA and then we went lower and then we went above the EMA here, and you can see the EMA hold once, 2 times. So yeah, that's actually that's definitely plenty of signs that you want to be careful right there. So I'm gonna keep it green, but now I'm seeing more that there were more hints to keep you out of that. So um, this trend channel, I'd probably in real time draw it like that. Um, works better off that. You get another bounce when you draw it like this, and looks like the midline works. But let's see again. Yeah. Yeah, either way it works. So in real time, I'd probably draw it like this. And you get this overshoot. Doesn't lead to a break. Let's see if we drag it up here. Yeah, that actually, this looks like it could be it. So, not too sure. I mean, if after these swings, I'd probably have it like this. So you should probably just leave it like that. You get an overshoot, and then it comes up here. Oh, I didn't even see this one. And this is like a repeat pattern. This is almost exactly like one Mac talked about. I want to say it was last night. Um, there is a lot of stem here. If you guys watch Mac, then you'll know exactly which trade I'm talking about the other day. So we do get an overshoot here, boom, and you get another overshoot, and then you get this lower high, and then you get this lower high. That's a failed second entry long with a lot of room back to the EMA. I really like that. And that forms this move down, and you get, if you look at this as a double top, first entry, failed second entry. I like that. I like the way that works, or that looks. And it turns out to be a 2-tier channel. Maybe you take this second entry short, but I'd probably be playing this as an overshoot. And that forms some sideways stuff. And that's a doji too, so you really don't want to, you want to be really aware of that. Okay, so we come over here, a lot of sideways stuff. I'd be playing this potentially as the pink range here when we make this low and bounce. But we get this double test right here. Oh, actually, yeah, this one's got to be, we got to mark this one, because that's a double test and a second entry short. And I think you could be pretty confident that we're going to test this midline. But this lower high, I wanted to mark this because now you have 3 bars that are inside bars, inside this signal bar, or I mean, not signal bar, inside this bar. All 3 of these are dojis. So the people who went short right here, I get that because it's a lower high, but you have 3 dojis stacked up and they're all inside bars. So I'm getting better at seeing that in real time. That's why you got an outside bar right here. So the people probably who went short here got trapped. I would assume it didn't go up and then down. Then you'd be good. But more congestive stuff. We break out to the low side and we bounce. This turns out to be, I was playing it like the pink range, but it turns out it's just kind of like a flat upward trend. So anyway, we break out and you get This looked like a trap to me. You know, you got this congestion, um, and it goes one tick lower than this one, with a lot of room back to the EMA. So I like that. But if you don't take that, you get this failure right here. So I'm thinking it's going to test the midline, but it went further. It's just, I think these are advanced. I'm marking advanced trades that are too advanced for me. We come up, we test this level of resistance. Nothing in here, but we're bouncing off the midline. So maybe you take, no, you wouldn't want to take this one. If this was a good signal bar, I think you could take it, but it's not, and it bounces, it comes up here. You get this lower high, but it's not a good signal bar. And we come down here, we break below the midline, but it can't go any further. You can see this is a range. Probably like that. I'll make this one yellow because it's right next to this pink one. I don't see anything you can take in here. I'd probably take, this one would be really tempting because that's a second entry with room back to the EMA. I mean, technically this is the second entry, but then you get this big bearish bar, and that just looks good. Then you get a failure right here. I wouldn't be sold on it on this one because you have 3 inside bars, but when it fails to go higher another time, why else did I like that? It breaks below the midline. Yeah, I liked it to test these lows. That's what happened. But that's probably an advanced trade. And then we get this trend up, and I don't see anything in here, unfortunately, that you want to take. First entry, second entry, but we got a break, and this is sideways. These are 6 inside bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before that signal bar. So that's aggressive. Then we get this slide, and I like this one. You get a break of this channel, move to a new low, and then you get a higher low with room back to the EMA for a scalp. And then we get a break of this channel, and 1, 2 attempts to go higher, confirms that trend channel. I think I'm not really sold on this signal bar, but when we get this one, that looks like a failure, and it doesn't break lower, so I say you just keep that, put your signal bar above that, and yeah, take that trade. And that's how the day ended. So hope everyone has a good day, and I'll be back tomorrow.